After years of anticipation, Bloodstained Ritual of the Night is finally here. And with it comes one simple question. Was it worth the wait? But hello there, I am Silver Fox and welcome to the Foxhole. Before you delve any deeper into this video, you ought to know I am coming at this game with a clean slate. I did not follow or was at all aware of the Kickstarter campaign, nor have I ever played a game quite like it before. I have neither hype nor expectations from Koji Igarashi's earlier works to worry about. If that is good or bad, I'll let you decide. But with that little disclaimer out of the way, let's see what we got here. Our journey begins out at sea, where we meet the hero of our story, Shardbinder Miriam. She doesn't quite got the old amnesia cliche, but she was sleeping for 10 years, so she is more than a little confused about what is going on around here. Something about our childhood friend going mad with power and summoning a dark castle out of the depths of hell to plunge the world into darkness. It's about as simple as these tales come, and I'm not saying that's a bad thing. The game does what it needed to jumpstart the adventure without ever bogging you down with dry exposition. Saving the world is pretty universal as far as motivation goes, and as we play through the story there is more than enough hooks sprinkled throughout the castle to keep you interested, such as the potential redemption of your childhood friend, a shady nun with mysterious motives, or fun times with your new bestie Zangetsu, who, by the way, has to easily be the best rival character I've seen in years. Like the rest of the story, Zangetsu is simple but intriguing. He starts off as a strong foil to Miriam, but eventually he develops a grudging respect for her and maybe something more. But anyone can talk tough. A good rival needs to challenge the player and put on a good fight. Luckily, Zangetsu does just that, offering the first proper hurdle in the game and forcing you to get familiar with all your tools and weapons. And oh boy, do we have a lot to choose from. Too much for us to cover here, so let's just go for some highlights, shall we? We got guns, we got swords, we got whips, we got swords, but this one is also a drill. Oh, and do not get me started on the magic. Just about every enemy type offers you either a weapon or a new spell. I haven't even tried most of these, and it's not that any of them are that bad or anything. Quite the opposite, really. Even the common spells can prove quite useful in tricky encounters. But eventually, I suspect you'll simply find a favourite and stick to it. Mine was a combination of gun for long range attacks and a magical bunny girl transformation for strong kicks and lethal bunny hops. Plus, it destroys just about every attempt of drama in the game, which always made me giggle. The rest of the game is pretty much just one long obstacle course. You have to make it from one end of the castle to the other, along with enemies who respawn the instant you enter a room. This sounds like it might be a chore, but the pace of the battles remain quick and satisfying. But if you really hate it, you can just run straight past most enemies without a problem. The start had me a little frustrated, but soon enough I started getting a hang of the combat and it was quite rewarding. I returned to areas which had previously proved too much for me, where I could now utterly destroy the opposition. Alas, the bosses don't offer the same level of challenge. There are a few standouts aside from Zangetsu, but most feel just like an over-glorified fodder, which is a real shame because some of them, like Bathin, the speed demon, have a lot of potential. Sadly, after an all too brief boss fight, he dies, and I had to Google his name because even though conceptually he was one of my favorites, he just didn't leave an impression on me. Perhaps he could have shown up earlier in the story and stolen a crucial item Miriam needs to proceed through the castle. He'd mock her slow moves and goad her into giving chase before trapping her in his arena. Just something small to make you appreciate the personality and work that was put in his design. You might say that is a small complaint, and I would be inclined to agree with you. Outside a few design decisions, like most of my deaths coming from an enemy casually stepping into me rather than actual attacks, there isn't much wrong with the game. In the end, it had to pin down just what exactly make Bloodstained such a wonderful experience. The combat is straightforward, the story is uncomplicated, the music and visuals are admittedly pretty decent, and yet somehow Koji Igarashi has managed to weave these fairly unremarkable elements into something truly remarkable. Whether you are a veteran or a newcomer to the Metroidvania genre, I can wholeheartedly recommend Bloodstained Ritual of the Night for anyone out there looking for a fun gothic adventure. Hello there, little one. What are you doing here? Ow! Ow! Why, you little... Yeah, you better run. Stupid, adorable butterfly demon. Do you really think I didn't see you there? Ha ha! And that is how we became the best of friends.